sure all the troubleshoot is done. Seems like we're done. We're going to go back into the draft.
I am not the only one.
It's going to be the Phobias getting picked up just to counter 1-1. Lancelot getting picked up. This is the first debut in MPL SG Season 10 so far. We've been hinting a lot about the Lancelot passive, actually. Makes it so much easier for him to get his stacks, get his farm, and maximize his attack. And he only needs maybe 2 items to come online. He has a lot of iframes as well to deal with. On the other side of the table, IG picks up the Kalea for themselves. I think Dangerous Grass, Kalea is actually a very good hero to pick. You could just pretty much jump in and try to pull anyone out of the way. So if anyone is there that... The Tsunami Slam actually brings them over the walls and try to stops you in your tracks.
You know what counters the Kalea easily?
Jet Trooper reporting for duty.
Typically, the Kacha was
Mathilda. The Kalea could
to pull back, yeah.
The Tsunami Slam go in, and that's the whole point of a Kalea, right? So what you do, you just counter with a Mathilda dash, and then all of a sudden you pull the person back, and then you're trading a ultimate for a second skill.
Right. Yeah. I don't think it's kind of anti-synergy with the Lancelot though. Once you go for the assassin jungler, the Matilda kind of doesn't work unless
you're pulling the Phobias back, because sometimes Phobias gets overheated.
High committal hero.
High committal hero. Once you go in, he cannot come out. That's where the Matilda could potentially jump in and save the day.
True. Unless you want to go for even the Florin might be a pretty interesting option there. Just to put a lot of farm, a lot of pressure onto the Lancelot. But the Farsa getting picked up over here. I love the Farsa. Has been hinting about it all day as well. Having such a good game. If you put out the stats, was it 100% win rate for the Farsa too?
Let me double check. I'll give you an answer in just a moment.
Yeah, I really think that is
50%.
Is it actually 50%?
Yep, 50%.
Ain't no way. How many times picked up and how many times lost today? Just for today.
Pick ban 4 times. Picks bans 4 times, no bans. 1 win, and like, yeah, it's very low right now. But like what I mentioned, it's a
high rotational speed just to match up the early game rotations. The Franco is being banned out by Coach Melon from IG. Wait, actually, it's not Coach Melon. It's Coach LY4 from IG. So I think the graphic needs to be swapped over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. LY4, huge warm return to RSG.
No, because I think the reason why is that both of these two jerseys look the same, right? Both red.
It's red on red.
Yes. Always, I don't know why Singaporean teams love to pick red, but it's okay. Red is also one of my favorite colors.
Red on black is very good contrast.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah. You know what's red on black too? I hope the Alice actually gets picked up.
Yeah, me too.
In the EXP side, I think yes, the Irithel gets banned out. So RSG has no choice but to force themselves something a little bit more uncomfortable and unconventional in the gold lane.
Okay, Grandeur is still viable for the side of RSG.
Difficult to deal with the 1-1 though.
I think it's fine. You look towards
late game and big
early game
macro
bully.
plays. Yes.
Early game bully. Don't start the fight at level 1. You start the fight at level 2 when you start to have your dash. Then after that, start sniping people down from afar and then scale, right? Now you got like really hard hitters from the side of RSG, right? The Phantom Execution for the Lancelot does a lot of damage. You've also got the Farsa for the airstrike as well, and you mentioned the Grok.
I love the Grok. I mean, I love the Grok ever since Lawsy actually played it. So I have like the expectation of what the Grok can do at the walls and just blocking the paths. It would be difficult for the 1-1 to get away. And it's 1-1 is still so squishy. So I have that going for me. The Farsa and the Grok is definitely a very viable counter. You clear the lane fast and you rotate super fast as well.
Yeah, to be honest, Grok, Farsa, and also the Phobias is gonna make 1-1 strong.
That's what I'm telling you. It looks good here because of the offer. Okay.
Gold lane. Oh, I love this. I love this matchup right now.
Magic gold lane.
I'm excited.
It's Bane Magic gold lane.
Yeah.
It should be, right?
Yeah.
The deadly catch has so much more damage. The spit, the play just gets 1-1 down to, I think, might be even a one-shot at the late game point.
Like, to be honest, right now, but hold on a second, seems like we're not actually switching around the players just a little bit. But this is a very scary game for 1-1, right? Like, you've got a rock that's charging at you. You've got Phobias going down at you. There's also an AoE. There's also, to a certain extent, your Lancelot, right, goes into the Thorn Rose, and then all of a sudden, wait, hold on a second. I hope this is a visual bug. Hoki goes on Bane with a Retribution.
Is that... Okay, so Bane jungle It still kind of makes sense, but it's a bit slower on the. No, wait. Maybe visual bug.
Yeah,
definitely
it could be
visual bug.
Oh, wow. Hello, we're back. Finally, after a long pause, we are finally back. So thank you so much for those who are still with us. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for bearing us. We are back in game. But first of all, battle spell check. Churros, what's going to happen right now for the side of RSG? We saw them earlier just now with
it wasn't
UI.
glitch. It wasn't glitch. Let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, that is double retries from RSG. I think it was a huge blunder, a huge mistake. But to be honest, we've been talking about this backstage over the past hour, and then I fell asleep, and I woke up again. And the reality is, RSG SG has a big chance in terms of the draft to win and take this game off Ignite. Means we might be able to go into a game number 3.
I mean, technically speaking, if you're RSG Singapore right now, if they really brute force this one, the 1-1's not going to have a great time. But it's all up to Ignite Gaming now. Save it for this guy, but hold on a second. It's going to be Murphy. Going into head Astra, Utah picking up first blood. Ignite Gaming just stumbling all across RSG Singapore. They're not giving any chance, and they are angry and itching for a fight. And they delivered in the double kill fashion, making a triple kill. Blade unfazed, and he will strike at RSG Singapore.
Ignite Gaming is just taking this personal. That was a hour-long pause that they had to go through. Their parents were calling them, and they needed to go home. And this time, they want to make this count. PTBL taking down Zach in the process. There's another one. Ignite Gaming might be able to fall too.
Yep, Utah overextended just a little bit, saved by the bell of the first kill, but don't forget PTBL on that landslot can easily chase him down. No commitment coming up from RSG Singapore as of yet. Ignite Gaming still hold for now, but Flicker, hold on a second. A bit of tsunami time going in right into the Kimi shot. Grok building up a wall on the side of Rapid Dude, but they still managed to survive for now.
Jace, this game, to be honest, there's way too many brawls. They threw macro out of the picture. They threw everything, their textbook on the wall, onto the walls, and this is basically just them brawling and just fighting. And Ignite Gaming trying to find every single pick off that they can find.
Right? Like I feel like both these two teams are literally playing like they're late for dinner.
Yeah. Speaking of dinner, I think Ignite Gaming just wants to end this right here and right now. 4-2 is the scoreline, but at every single one point of time, RSG might be able to come back into this. You see the gold score. It will stay like this until the 5-minute mark, and that's where Ash is actually able to come back online, but I said too soon. As on the bottom side, Zach takes Ash down.
Yeah, the win condition right now for the side of Ignite Gaming is definitely right. Ash should not be allowed to pick up any for farm. If you do an item check, he's only finally hit level 4, whereas the rest of the team from the side of Ignite Gaming started to hit at least level 6. So that's a good thing coming in for the side of Ignite Gaming. They are basically chewing alongside with the economy.
Yeah. RSG is... They're struggling. They're struggling to find a spot where Bane will shine just because of extra retribution. And with that extra retribution, they might be able to contest for these major objectives because, you know, throw the deadly catch and then try to delay. But, you know, Ash is still level 4 just because, you know, you have half your farm, half your EXP from just being in that retribution style.
And don't forget, Churros, right now you can say that RSG Singapore is struggling a little bit because of the early game. I want to see how Ignite Gaming basically take advantage of this one, right?
Yeah.
Because going to the latest part of the game, when you have double retry, your Lord takes, RSG Singapore is going to have a lot more opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, Ash is going to come online. He doesn't have the elemental retry yet, so once he hits 5 stacks of the neutral creeps, he will get that soon. And that will start snowballing because 5-minute mark is already over. Ash can start to get that experience down, get those farms in, and try to make or break it in this game.
Yeah, Ignite Gaming. They broke down bottom lane turret already. They're going to work on the top one for now. A little bit of clashes around. Ignite Gaming has found a bit of problem. Even Ash also throwing a deadly catch. Just hopefully trade out the tempo right there. They'll be able to crack down bot.
Ash is just playing catch up at this point. Ignite Gaming throwing out macro out of the picture, just opening up that bottom side. They might not be able to handle the late game RSG that they bring.
But the airstrike right into the Violet Requiem from the side of Zack, jumping onto the Tsunami Slam at the same time. It is also going to be the 1-1. Seiji going up into the air, knocking down towers, knocking down the bull himself.
Ash just came in a little bit too slow as Yuta just slowly blocking everything out. And with the double retribution, Ash will find it hard to scale up. He will be the the old ball and chain that RSG has to lug around for a while, and if they really want to stand a fighting chance, this game has to pull all the way through 15 minutes and take us to a game number 3. And honestly, Jay's game number 3 is going to be so late. Both these two teams are going to be so mad, and they're going to be taking this personally.
I mean, stamina definitely something that a lot of pro players forgot they have to learn, right? To be able to play for a long period of time and maintain that consistency, exhaustion is definitely going to be into play, because it takes a ton of focus to play in terms of tournament. And, oh, hold on a second. That's a concealed play. Rapid goes on in. Gets knocked out by the catch. However, Ash getting busted down immediately. But it's not the play. Hoki! Oh, that's exhaustion coming into play. The tech charge charges into none.
Just push that away. Ignite Gaming takes down that turtle and taking control of the jungle. RSG Singapore playing on the back foot. Ash is basically a sitting duck for now. He just needs to find slow farms all over the map. For Airstrike, just for good measure, Ignite Gaming is just taking control of this game.
Technically speaking, Ash is still technically quite worth it to be worth of a takedown. But speaking about takedown, that's going to be Taurus once again. The punching back for the side of Ignite Gaming. Ignite Gaming focusing down bot, and they will be able to crack it open. One after another, the defensive structure from RSG Singapore has fallen.
There's, for some reason, okay, Dallas comes in.
Utah flickers as well. Lots of damage will be able to pour. It's going to be Zach picking up a killing spree already. He is hungry. He is looking to try to go for this end. It's a 10 first kill already. Code Rush, take a look. Take that redeem code.
Zach just wants to go home at this point. He's like, man, I'm going to take you down, and I'm going to end this game right now. For some reason, right, a double retry isn't a bad thing. And we talked about this during the downtime. Double retry kind of makes sense. You might be able to put Hoki in a uncomfortable position, taking in the gold lane and try to make a double retribution work in a horizontal vertical jungle. But hold on, that's a conceal.
That's a very expensive item that Ash was able to secure. The deadly catch coming in. You can see rapid damage coming up from the side of RSG Singapore though. Ignite Gaming is trying to do a playback right here. Utah landing a perfect ultimate, stunning RSG Singapore one after another blade. It's just using RSG Singapore to stack Sky versus Sax.
Look, with the deadly catch, Ignite Gaming makes Rapid fall. It's a very defensive position RSG has been in, but you know, they do not have that farm. It is 9,000 gold lead that Ignite Gaming has on top of RSG, waiting on for that lord, getting that lord down and just clearing out this game as fast as they can. Almost in the 10-minute mark, and like I said, if this hits 15 minutes, Ash might be able to get those key items back on point and try to call his way back into the game. He's still level 8, and the rest of Ignite Gaming are 4 levels ahead of Ash. This is going to be a huge problem, but just for now.
I want to take a look at the item check if we can actually pull this up, right? Ash, earlier just now, we caught him securing the Holy Crystal. That's one of the most expensive items. As a mage item, he's able to secure that. Hopefully, with the help of Murphy, he's able to output a decent amount of damage. Take a look. Gold, definitely 4K. I mean, yes, one item for Holy Crystal, but is it enough though, Churros?
If he is able to get his retry, those 5 neutral creep kills, and just level up his retry, might be able to, you know, contest for major objectives in the later stages. Right now, 10 minutes on the clock. Lord marching up on that top side. Ash does have defense positions down into the base, so they might be able to give up these T2 in the bottom side. The traction falls, pulls him in, and locks him into place.
Catches onto Taurus though. The deadly catch zoning out the rest of the members coming off of Ignite Gaming, unable to go on in. Ignite Gaming has to use the Lord, and also not only just that, the double marksman one combo right in the Kimi, and also the one trying to do something, right? The lower clash, and now it's going to be Tsunami Slam, picking the Grok all the way up, trying to knock his Sky High, the Violent Rikram, and also the Winter Crown as well for the side of Zach, but Taurus out with the damage. Seiji goes Gaming unable to go on in. Ignite Gaming has to use the Lord, and also not only just that, the double marksman one combo right in the Kimi, and also the one trying to do something, right? The lower clash, and now it's going to be Tsunami Slam, picking the Grok all the way up, trying to knock his Sky High, the Violent Rikram, and also the Winter Crown as well for the side of Zach, but Taurus out with the damage. Seiji goes on in. One takes to the skies, picking up a double kill already. Now RSG Singapore losing 2 in this defense fight.
It's 2 down. 5 members of Ignite Gaming are still standing up strong. They do have creeps charging in. Will RSG be able to hold on for 15 seconds? It will be difficult, but the damage from that Ash actually brings in the defensive protection fight and just playing on that defensive front. is coming to go through.
Oh, nice knockup coming out from Rapid Dude as well. PTBL will be able to just dash out to safety for now, but RSG Singapore has a leaking ship. Top side is already leaking super minions. Ignite Gaming is just forcing and abusing the fact that Ash has a retribution instead.
11,000 gold lead for Ignite Gaming, just waiting 70 seconds until the next Lord spawns up. RSG Singapore has to try to buy time to get Ash his core items to try to play into the uber late game, and that's how they stand
Uber late game.
A shining chance or a glimmer of hope of getting into a game number 3. But Ignite Gaming, one game away, and they are just angry. They are not having it. They just want to end this game.
Match point right now, right? If you look, as we focus on Ash, the choice of going for the retribution is it's a massive blunder from the side of RSG Singapore, right? Like Ignite Gaming, on the other hand, they're just gonna abuse it. Like look at Seiji, he's level 14. Ash is struggling at level 10. You don't really have a lot of damage from the side of RSG Singapore. Yes, Taurus was able to tank up just a little bit, but that's not enough. You need the combined force of the Magic Bane.
Yeah, I think they played the early game a little bit wrong. I feel like Ash, when he got the retribution, he would have got like a vertical jungle. Like I think that might have been better. They focused their fire onto either side of the jungle and let the other jungle try to push in through and try to go in on the opposite side of the river. It might be risky, but it's worth a shot. It's easier for RSG to claw their way back up.
Yep. Blade right now, 0 death, right? 7 kills. Should have decent amount of stacks in the sky here, so once your HP bars goes down low from the burst damage from coming off of Yuta, to a certain extent Rapid Dude as well, they can easily just get smacked down by Blade, and now with Seiji going in for the Magnific Gun already, this is a massive power spike for the 1-1 to be able to do a lot of things, right? Now you're safer from a lot of these engages or initiators coming up from RSG Singapore.
We're slowing things down a little bit. We're going to be spawning up in 5 seconds. As RSG Singapore back on the defensive, they don't dare to step foot right outside of that base. I just think they can't. But the saving grace, again, is that fair airstrike as well as the deadly catch in a defensive position around that base. If they manage to catch that 1-1 out, they might be able to overturn this and just get the huge chunk of gold. That's 13k lead that Ignite Gaming has. That's a lot of, takedown gold that RSG is able to achieve if they shut anyone down.
Yeah, and don't forget, RSG Singapore designed this ground to be able to counter against Seiji, right? But it seems like the deadly catch has already been used to get to nothing for now. And now with Ignite Gaming cracking open mid, the Lords marching up top, RSG Singapore is slowly getting strumbled by the side of Ignite Gaming. Here comes the Tsunami Slam, but hold on a second, the damage coming up from Blade is just a little bit too much for the side of RSG SG to handle. And Ignite Gaming with the core getting pummeled by the Lord, and they will finally end this game and this series.
They just took it way too personally. To be honest though, before the draft, or during the draft, we were saying like Bane was actually a perfect hero.
It is.
I think there was a huge miscommunication in the way they want to play it for the Bane, right? For Ash. For MVP of the game, thank you, Blade, for sending us home right now and just closing out this series. 8-0-7, 745 GPM, and 88%. What a kill participation.
Literally, he's also the MVP of the previous game as well. Also fielding the Kimi, you can tell that he is super comfortable with this one. His positioning impeccable. His landing in terms of traction pulse to zone.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. So I mean, the stats really do tell a lot of story, right? You can tell the gold is just way too big.
I think apart from the retribution was just the battle emblems as well. That's a fighter emblem right there. You typically don't get the fighter emblem with the Bane. It's either the assassin, or if you want to go physical, or you go pure magic. But
yeah,
I feel like this is definitely a it's a huge oversight from how Ash wants to play it. Maybe he wanted to go for a little bit more of a defensive approach, try to get a little bit more lifesteal and stay in the lane. But as a retribution, if you have the retribution, it takes you twice as long to get to wherever you're at. I mean, every one of the members of Ignite Gaming was level 12 by the time he was level 6. So it's like a big 6 level difference. And even though you have that, like once you have 4 levels ahead or 4 levels behind your opponents, you gain extra EXP, but it was just not enough. I think the emblems was just not in his favor.
Yeah, not only just that, right? You also talk about how, you go for the fighter emblem. maybe you could have gone for a more physical Bane. You go back to your traditional one.
Yeah, the assassin emblems. Try to get a little bit more damage.
I mean, not only just the emblem, because maybe you couldn't change the emblem in time, right? But since you've already selected a fighter emblem, maybe we could have gone for a physical damage Bane instead of a Holy Crystal. Holy Crystal
instead
is
of forcing the situation, just play it into your hands. Like if life gives you lemons, just make lemonade
and sell them.
And sell them.
Yeah, that's exactly how
true,
you treat life, right? But of course, because of that, you know, it gives Ignite Gaming a massive head start in the early game.
No, apart from that, honestly though, the rest of the 4 players of RSG SG, they are drafting this specific lineup for a huge zonal protection case.
Correct.
And a huge sort of like skirmish and huge engage. But for some reason, just because they're, I don't know, maybe it's internal, maybe it's personal, it's like, ah man, because Ash picked the wrong hero or it's not to our advantage, I'm just gonna throw this game out the window. But it's not like that. I feel like they still have a fighting chance. We talk about this a lot. It's just to counter this Kimmy, it's just to counter the fact that Ignite Gaming likes to play around these major objectives, but they are just not doing what they need to do in the as a win condition for RSGSG.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. You talk about win conditions for the side of RSGSG. Like what I mentioned, what we shared earlier just now. You mentioned 15 minutes. Maybe that's where Ash is starting to farm out with most of the items. Ignite Gaming, on the other hand, but because they've got a solid game ahead, they're using Ash to farm stacks. For Blade, you also got the fact that Yuta also outplaying his mind, right? Like, you can see a lot of times where the ultimate tags onto 1 or 2 members from the side of RSGSG. And Zac as well. His play on the Guinevere is really impressive.
Oh, yes.
And I feel like, there's a lot of good future for this young and upcoming player.
Yeah, I think Ignite Gaming understands what their win condition is. Just protect 1-1 and try to target Ash as much as possible. Even though you don't really have a lot of shutdown gold, you sort of like, you play mind games with RSGSG.